Good morning, everybody. Captain Rick here. We're on the big Salmon River drop back steelhead season right now, and we're going to get you out and show you exactly what we're using and the setups for you landing your very first drop back steelhead on the Salmon River. So stay with us.
It's Northeast Great Outdoors.
So fishing right now is in its prime. This is springtime drop back season, and there's a lot of fish in the river right now. So we're going to show you a bunch of setups and things you could do to land some spring steelhead and have some fun on the Salmon River. So stay tuned. Yeah, what a happy day today. Looking for them steelheads. Going from spot to spot right now. And trying to find a place that you can find with this water level down below the river here, and pop back in and see if we can't get some floats to drop. Right now it's what we call mid-morning, and our goal is to utilize this hole here that really hasn't been fished from another boat yet today. So we just pulled in here and we'll see what we can do. Our setup today is a 10.5 foot noodle rod made by St. Croix. It's what do they call it? An ultralight, and it is designed for steelhead. I like to use this size rod because it has lots of flexibility at the tip, but yet it has a nice strong back section, so you can power the fish back upstream so you can net them. I'm running 8-pound test Trilene XL. I like the extra limp for its castability, especially in cold water. We're running what we call a float and a float shot system here with a leader and a hook and a egg sac. Egg sac is an egg sac mesh, and we have they are hand tied by me, and they have salmon eggs in them. These are actually milking eggs that we purchased from Pineville Sport Shop. So in order to float this, you want to get yourself stand up, get yourself parallel to where you're going to be fishing, and you're going to be bringing this rod back. And you want to pick the inside of the seam. There's a little seam, a little bit faster water here, and then we got a slower pocket here. And what I do is I keep my rod almost vertically, and it keeps the line off the water, and I just let my finger touch the spool here and let it out, or you can also put your hand under the spool to let your line out. And if the float goes down, like say if it goes down right now, you hold on the line, set the hook, close the bail with your thumb, reel down, and you lock them up, and you want to keep your rod parallel to the deck. And that's going to draw that fish back up, right up the river here, so you're able to put them in the net. So most of the fish that we've been getting in this area have been on this inside line. I use like grid lines in my head to kind of give the people there an idea of what I mean by rolling a float straight down. We've been getting them a lot closer to the boat than further out towards the middle here. So we're going to roll some floats that are in tighter to the boat. So one thing about using a float on a noodle rod is the ability to cast even far away and float the other side. So I have the ability to float that side all the way from this side because the rod's so long, and when you run that float, you can as long as you can float it, you can fish it. So that's what I'm doing. So sometimes we cast over here, sometimes we cast over there. We're trying to avoid the real fast water because these fish are a little bit tired, and they like the relaxing water, a little bit lighter. So what makes it so great at this time of year with the steelhead is they come up in the fall to get ready to eat a bunch of eggs so they can sustain themselves through the winter, because they're going to be spawning here in the spring. So they're going to be waiting in what we call wintering pools all winter. And in the springtime, they're going to do their thing right about now, March, April, and they'll get spawned out. That's what these are called. Dropbacks are called. They're spawned out fish. So they're hungry. They want to go back to the lake. They turn silver again, head on out, and they're a lot of fun. Get to some fast action in the spring. Variants of sizes from anywhere from 3-4 pounds all the way to some of the bigger fish, 12, 15, 16 pounders. But right now, there's a lot of fish still up in the upper end of the river in the hatchery. So you have a variance of size fish that are in the river right now. But soon, another week or so, it's going to be loaded all the way down, and they're all going to be gone. So the time of year that's really good to come up it varies. If you want to fish the fresh fish that come into the river, and you want forego November, December, early January, is some of the really intense fresh fish that could really give you a good battle. If you want where you have a little bit better maybe weather, where it's a little bit warmer and you don't want to freeze to death, then you want to come in the spring for the drop back fishing. The length of time that the steelhead are in the river are anywhere from as early as October, depending on water, and as late as I've seen them in this river till June. So it's all dependent on water and water temperature. Ideal water situation in the Salmon River would be anywhere from 350 and above. So you can go all the way up to, in the thousands, 1,000, even up to 2,000. As long as they have a lot of water and you got a nice roll over the top, then it's great water for steelhead. So we're gonna hit this a little bit harder here. I'm gonna change my egg sack, get it freshed up, and now the sun's coming out. It should really turn this hole on. So hopefully we start dropping some floats. So I just put a fresh egg on here, salmon egg sack, and this is a peach color egg. So it's good to have a variety of colors. If you can see, I have a bag of all different colors: pink, chartreuse, peach, light blue, regular dark blue, Oregon cheese, purple, and white. And those are the most I use that are on the river. The number one color on the Salmon River, though, is definitely blue, especially in the fall. And then I would say pink, chartreuse, and peach here are, kind of round up the last three. But it varies. Sometimes they want white, which is, you just want to have a variety of colors so you can keep trying until you get your floats to start dropping. So just don't stick with one color. One of the things you could try other than egg sacks, but you're varying the baits that you use. And I use a lot of beads. Beads work really well, but there is a large variety of stuff that you can for steelhead. You can use old garden hackle, night crawler. You can use jigs, bucktail jigs, or marabou tail jigs. You can do them with all kinds of different fly tying materials, something like flashaboo, something like that. And you can even use ice fishing jigs tipped with like a mealworm or a couple of spikes. And I've done that many times, especially in the middle of winter, where I size down a small jig, put a wax worm on there, and it really makes a great presentation when you're rolling your float really slow in lower water. Ooh. Yeah, took a little tick down. See what we can do here. We're trying to get you a steelhead. Well, everybody, it's time to wrap it up. Not too bad today. We ended up hooking 2, landing 1. Unfortunately, we couldn't film that one for you because we had something going on, and but we do have a little bit of snippet at the end. I think reason being the fish are a little bit off today is because they brought the water up 400 CFS, and it actually made the water a little bit cloudy and cold again. So I think that really shut the bite down compared to what it was the other day when it was under 1,000. I think it was 1,000, somewhere around right exactly there, or 910 or whatever it was. But even that 400 CFS could bring it up enough to shut the fish down. Steelhead don't like inconsistency. They want the water the same level. They don't like when it comes up or drops all the time. They don't like when it cools off or warms up. So they're pretty picky fish. So we're gonna pack up our stuff and we're gonna head on down to launch and head on out, put the boat away. More to come, better days coming up. And don't forget, I have a lot of open dates for the springtime. And make sure you keep an eye on all of our pages that we have out there. And please leave a like and a share or whatever you like to do. And dreams come true, Captain.